Hi everyone, welcome to another video. This is video tutorial number 10 I believe, and in this video we are going to learn how to load dataset, that is through CSV, for the neural network. So let's get started. So here I'm going to take an example of the IRIS dataset. So let me just open the dataset, and I'm going to teach you how to load the dataset, how to clean the dataset. So in this video I'm going to be talking about how to do all of that. So what we need to do is, first of all, we need to read this file as a CSV. So I'm going to say df equals to, I'm going to say pandas dot read underscore CSV. Why my IntelliJ is not working properly? Dot, okay. Oops, yeah. So pd dot read underscore CSV. All right, and before that I need to say my path of that CSV file. So here you can see what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a copy path, paste it right there. Gonna say path. So path, just to show you guys what this data set has, I'm gonna do print head.to. So if I run this, so you should see a data set. So right now it's loading, so be patient. All right, so I think I gotta run the test one. So let's run that. So it's right now loading all the data sets. So here you can see I have about, oops, where is my mouse? All right, so I have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 columns. So I need to clean the data set. I need to normalize all the columns. I need to convert into a NumPy array. I need to do a twin test split. So let's get started. Won't be taking much of time, I promise you guys. So what we need to do first is we need to get the list of all the columns. So in pandas you can do this by saying dot columns, and I'm just going to copy and name this as names. All right, so meanwhile we wait for the data set to load. My computer is a little bit slow because I'm also recording video right now, so it might be a little bit slow. So let's go ahead and copy that in a list. Beautiful. Space it evenly so that we can see it. So what am I going to do now is, now I already know that, okay, there are about 5 columns in my data set. So now let's clean the data set. So for the machine learning, right? So what we can do is basically, while reading the file itself, so we can skip the columns because we don't need that actually. So let's say CSV, and I'm going to supply path. That means I give it the path to the file. Now I can say names, names equals to name. That means I'm renaming the column whatever I want to give it. After that I'm going to skip the rows. That means I don't want those like sepal size or petal size or whatever. I don't want that, right? So I'm going to say skip row equals to 1. So basically the data frame is ready. Now we need to do x data and y data. So as you guys know, or you know, now my x data won't be having species, right? Because I want my neural network to predict that which species is that. So and id also is not important. So what is important is sepal length, sepal width, petal length, and petal width in centimeters. So I need to drop these columns so in pandas. So that's very easy. So I can say x underscore data is equal to pd dot, I can say drop, oops, sorry for that, pd dot why this is not reading properly. Okay, my bad, it's df. So I'm gonna say df dot drop, and it takes an argument as a list. So what you want to drop, so I want to drop, hey, I'm gonna tell him, hey, I want to drop id. Hey, listen, I also want to drop species. So species. So I'm gonna tell him that, hey, and I need to drop id, I need to drop species, and also you need to specify an argument known as axis, basically, which tells the pandas that you have to drop the entire column, not row wise, right? So this will do the job hopefully. So if I can print this to show you, so this should work. So if I print this, so will take time, but eventually will load up. Here you can see, beautiful. Now guys, task number 2 is to normalize the columns, right? So let me just form the y data as well. Y data is equal to, so as you guys expected, so it's gonna be I can say df. I just wanna show you one quick trick. Yeah, so I can say basically either this way, species, this is valid, but later on I need to convert this into so what I'm trying to say, first let's normalize the data, the x data. So let's go step by step, not let's not hurry. All right, to normalize we're gonna say x data is equal to, and the command to normalize is so we're gonna say x data dot apply. We're gonna apply a custom lambda function. Remember, you can also write a function, so lambda x colon, so gonna say 2 brackets. All right, so it's gonna be x minus x dot min, and here x dot max minus x dot min, x dot max, x dot max minus x dot min. Hopefully hopefully this should work. So yep, I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. So we have x dot min, we have bracket close, x dot max, so we have this bracket close as well. Looks fine to me so far. And dot apply, so this is the dot apply round brackets. Yep, looks fine. So let me just, so if I can print this out quickly, so I would say print x data. So if I run this, so it should normalize the all columns here, hopefully, if I don't run into errors. So here you can see all the columns are normalized now. Let me zoom out a little bit. So here you see it's between 0 and 1. So beautiful, we did that. Now let me process the, now we need to do processing on the y data. So if I say D is capital, I am using camel case. I always forget that. So we have not defined y data, so we need to define y data. So what is our y data? So it is basically the df, and out from that we want the species. So if I print this or run this, I should get the y data, which is all the species. So let's let it load a little bit. So here you can see iris setosa or whatever, how sentosa or however you say, does not matter. So here we have all the species. Now we need to convert this into a one hot encoding. So what I'm trying to say is I need to convert this into numbers, right? Our neural network does not understand string, it understands numbers. So the way to do that in Python is using dummies, something known as dummies. So I can say y data panda dot get dummies. So if I say y data and if I print this, so you will understand the difference what I'm trying to say. Y data, hopefully run this. Yep, here you can see now it has converted that into a 3 columns. So here you see this is sentosa, so it's 1 and the rest 2 are 0. And similarly here you can see it did it for all of the data set. So that's what dummies does, basically convert into a one hot encoding. So now it's simple, we just need to perform the train test split. So there you go, train test split, and return the x train, x test, y train, y test. That's it for this video. I taught you in this video how to read a data set using pandas, how do we normalize or drop columns, and we clean the data. So you can also alternatively do is whenever there are any, if there are any none values, so you can also drop that data frame. So you can say drop, and if I'm not wrong, you can say how equals to, there is an argument. So let me, so you can drop basically all the null characters. So if you go to this, so you have in place, you have errors. So let me quickly pull out the where is that? Okay, so let me just show you the documentation real quick. I have two screens, so that's always a problem for me. All right, just trying to bring this on the screen. All right, so if I can bring this here, and if I can go here or here. So pandas drop. So here you can see, if you say how equals to, oops, what's going on? All right, so let's stop that. All right, so if I say how equals to Annie, so I think that was the command because I used it a long time back. So data frame df.drop. So if you just Google it, it's easy. Drop NA. Yeah, that's the one. I had. That's what I was wondering. I was not able to recollect it somehow. So you can just say drop NA, which will drop all the rows and column. So and you can say drop NA rows and column equals to how equals to all. So which will basically drop all the null characters if any columns has null values. So it's gonna drop that. It's usually a good practice when you're doing this. So this will take care of that. So if it has any null values, it will drop all of that. So that's it for this video. We learned how to use pandas to load a data set. We learned how to perform it. We learned how to clean the data. We learned how to normalize the columns for our neural network so that it can do the job. We learned how to convert our class. We learned how to prepare X data, Y data. We did train test split, and we are returning that X train, X test, Y train, Y test. In the next video, we will try to build up a neural network model on this. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope it was informative. And that's it for this video. Have questions, please post it in the comment section below, and I shall try my best to get back to you as soon as possible. So that's it for this video. See you guys in the next video. Thank you.